Hey, my name's David and welcome back to the Restyle File, where we talk all things reselling. Today I have a what sold video to go over my sales from the week of Sunday the 12th of February through Saturday the 18th. If you like reselling content or want to know how you can make some extra money on the side from reselling on various platforms like Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and eBay, then definitely recommend that you subscribe to this channel. I post videos every week and it's a great way to find out what's currently selling and what you should be looking for when you're sourcing. I would also appreciate it if you would like this video, comment below, and also share this video with anyone that you think may be into reselling content. Let's go ahead and get started. So my first day of sales is Sunday the 12th. I had 3 Poshmark sales. The first item to sell on Poshmark was an Eileen Fisher black cotton cropped moto jacket size large. It sold for $58. That was an offer sent to the liker by FLYP. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $44.68, and I paid about $6 for this jacket because it was half off on a half off day at the Salvation Army thrift store. So my total profit on that jacket was $38.68. I love selling Eileen Fisher. It sometimes sits for a little bit of time and sometimes it actually doesn't. It can sell very quickly sometimes as well, depending on what exactly it is you're selling. But it's usually a great bet. Another thing that I really like is the FLYP Google Chrome extension. Now in this week I believe I have about 6 sales that I'm thankful to FLYP for, because what FLYP does is it sends an offer for a discount of your choice and a shipping discount of your choice on Poshmark to anyone who's liked your items, and you can also set the timing for when you want that offer to be sent. I personally have mine set at 5 minutes, so when a shopper likes my item, they get sent a personalized offer for 10% off and reduced shipping about 5 minutes after they like the item. I know I've definitely tried in the past to send my own offers, but sometimes I don't act quickly enough, and sometimes you really just need to strike while the iron is hot, and FLYP is really great for that. Apart from the added benefits that it also shares your closet for you, which also frees up a lot of time for you to focus on listing, and also on cross-listing, which is also made easier with FLYP. I use FLYP in order to cross-list to Mercari and also eBay. And I believe it currently also has availability for Facebook Marketplace, which I don't have a presence on. I know that there are some resellers who are very into Facebook Marketplace. If you haven't used FLYP, I really recommend it, especially because it is completely free of charge. I know there are other applications like List Perfectly and also Posher VA, but FLYP, unlike those other ones, doesn't charge anything. And it's very easy to start. I will be placing a link in my description below. Feel free to give it a look if you are at all interested in making your life much easier like the way it's made mine. Not sponsored, but it is available down below. Just because I don't know how I used to do it without it. And I just wish I had known about it sooner. The next item to sell was a Free People blue distressed denim jacket size 8. It sold for $30. After Poshmark's fees, I received $24, and I paid about $8 for this at a Buffalo Exchange outlet, so my total profit was $16. In retrospect, I probably would not have bought this item, just because it did take about 4 or 5 months for it to sell, but since it was in my closet, might as well. The next item to sell was a Buck Mason Ford standard straight fit blue jeans size 34. It sold for $54, and that was a FLYP sale. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $43.20. I paid about $6 for this at the Buffalo Exchange outlet, so my total profit was $37.20. And unlike the Free People jacket, these I listed just recently because they were in my death pile, working on my death pile, I swear. And they sold very quickly. They didn't last longer than a couple of days. They sold very fast. I've heard great things about Buck Mason, and it sounds like there's reason to it because it sold very quickly and for a good price. Now, disaster strikes. Monday. $0. I should also state that Monday was the start of me getting very, very, very sick. Even now, I still feel like my voice doesn't sound quite the same, and I'm probably going to spend at least a couple of hours editing out all of my coughs, but I just caught a cold or something. Not COVID, I did test and it's not COVID, but I felt pretty bad for a couple of days and also had like no voice for one day. It was very painful to talk, which is difficult since my regular job requires that I talk a lot. But I am doing much better now. Mostly just a pretty heavy cough that I'm still taking cough medicine for, and hoping it tapers off because it's annoying. But it started on Monday, and fittingly so, Monday was a $0 day. Thankfully, Tuesday was much better. So on Valentine's Day, I had 2 Poshmark sales, 1 Depop sale, and 2 eBay sales. On Poshmark, my first sale was an Alice and Olivia Janae lace mini dress size 6. It sold for $40. After Poshmark's fees, I received $32, and I paid about $2 for this dress. I picked it up at the bins, and so my total profit was $30. I don't know why I find so many Alice and Olivia dresses at the bins. I found 3 different ones. Now, I did initially have this dress marked up at about, I think, $125. And just because I know that Alice and Olivia is very expensive retail, but it really just, it doesn't sell for much at all. I did sell an Alice and Olivia dress, I think, for a little over $100 fairly recently, but only because I waited on that dress forever and it was really nice. This one is admittedly a bit dated, so when they sent me an offer for $40, I thought, yeah, sure. It's if you're making profit, sometimes it's best to just accept that offer. Alice and Olivia, super style dependent. Another brand I typically don't buy, but this time it actually did pay off. I sold an Ellie Tahari Jezebel Geometric Art Deco blazer size 12. It sold for $60, and that was a flip sale, so after Poshmark's fees, I received $46.28. I paid about $10 for this, so my total profit is $36.28. As I stated, I don't typically pick up Ellie Tahari just because it's a mall brand and it's very saturated, but this one I did check the comps for and they appear to be doing pretty well, so I thought it was worth a shot. And it sat for a little bit. It was in one of my previous haul videos last year, but it did eventually sell, and especially thanks to FLYP. Now on Tuesday, I also had a Depop sale. So my Depop sale was for a Fossil Y2K rockabilly laced graphic leather belt size large. It sold for $20. On Depop, I do offer free shipping. So after Depop's fees and the cost to ship the item, I received about $11.84. I paid $3 for this belt. I believe I picked it up at the flea market. So I made a profit of $8.84. Not ideal, but it is what it is. On eBay, I had 2 sales. My first sale was an H&M floral pink poplin puff sleeve midi dress, size small. It was a blogger favorite. I found a lot of really cool photos for this one, and also the print reminded me a lot of Liberty of London, just because it was very delicate and floral and pretty. So it sold for $40. If eBay were to take 20% from my sale, I would receive about $32. I paid $8 for this dress at Goodwill, so my total profit was $24. I don't typically pick up H&M just because it's usually super saturated, but every once in a while you come across items that are well made, that are very stylish, and that are considered blogger favorites, meaning that they have a Instagram presence and a lot of Instagram bloggers or fashion bloggers are wearing them. And they also have designer collaborations or special collections that are especially covetable. So sometimes with those, you could have better success. Not all the time, but sometimes. The next item to sell was on eBay, and it was a Lori Felt Petite Daisy Denim Wide Leg Crop Blue Jeans size 12 petite. It sold for $20. If eBay were to take 20%, I would have $16 left, and I paid about $2 for these. I picked these up at the bins, so my total profit is $14. Now, these were in my death pile for sure, and I can see why. They look very, very dated, and I was worried that they were going to sit for a decade, but they actually sold in the matter of a week. So, is this a bolo and maybe I just didn't know about it? I don't know. I'm glad they're gone though. Next is Wednesday the 15th. I had 3 Poshmark sales. The first sale was a vintage tan suede pencil skirt. I don't have a size just because this is a very old listing. I think I just had a ruler on the waist and I said see measurements, and that explains why it took forever to sell. But it did eventually sell for $16, which was a flip offer. And after Poshmark's fees, I received $11.08. I picked this up at a bodega like a long time ago, paid by the pound, so it was $1. And so my total profit was $10.08. Don't really have a lot to say about this one, except just that it was in my closet and it isn't anymore, and thank goodness. The next item to sell was REI Co-op Screeline Technical Pants size 38. They sold for $20. After Poshmark's fees, I received $16. I paid about $8 for these, so my profit is $8. This is quintessential pre-eBay David, not checking things like sell-through rate. Thinking REI, I've heard people talk about that, must pick up, and then seeing when I compare it to comparables that it's not worth nothing. So it's sat for a pretty long time, and it finally sold, and I learned my lesson. Sure. The next item to sell was an Isabella Fiore Y2K rose gold studded mini shoulder bag. It sold for $78, and that was an offer by FLYP. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $62.40. I paid $10 for this at Goodwill, so my total profit was $52.40. I have about 3 bags by this brand, Isabella Fiore, and the comps seem to be all over the place. So I haven't listed the other 2. That's definitely on my to-do list. But this one I listed quickly just because it was a smaller bag and it was very Y2K and super quality made. Really nice leather and has a really great weight to it. But it sat for probably a couple of months. But it sold for a very good price. So I'm very curious about this brand now. If anyone here has ever sold Isabella Fiore or knows more about it, please feel free to educate me below. I get the feeling it's probably a little style dependent just because I did see a lot of these types of bags selling for like $20, but then another one selling for $125, and then some selling for $80, and some selling for $35, and just... Next is the 16th Thursday, so I had 2 Poshmark sales. The first sale was a Madewell the medium transport tote in English saddle. That's the name of the color. So it sold for $60. After Poshmark's fees, I received $48. And I paid $28 for this. I did pay up for this at a Buffalo exchange. So my profit was an even $20, which works for me. It was a very quick flip. I only had that listed for a couple of days. And when I saw it at the store, I was thinking, I could probably just quickly flip this and get at least $20 profit. So it definitely worked. The next item to sell was Viore Performance Athleisure Yoga Jogger Pants size medium. They sold for $63. After Poshmark's fees, I received $48.68. That means it was a flip sale, so I paid about $6 for these, so my total profit is $42.68. Man, this label is wonderful. It sells so quick. I listed those literally the day before, and they sold in under 24 hours and for a really great price, like what Lululemon used to sell for. So if you ever see this brand, absolutely pick it up. It's definitely worth it. However, I will also state again that Vori is a Vero brand on eBay. Do not use their model photos on eBay. I use only hanging them up on the wall photos when I list it on eBay. All the Poshmark and Mercari, I use whatever photos I want. They don't do that kind of thing. But on eBay, if you use the model photos or the website photos, you may get a Vero strike. So beware. The next day is Friday, the 17th. I had 2 Poshmark sales. So the first sale on Poshmark was, again, Madewell. A lot Madewell this week. So Madewell Vintage Relaxed Straight Jeans, size 34 by 34, new with tags. Very strange. A men's Madewell item. I think it's the first time I've ever sold one. So they sold for $60. After Poshmark's fees, I received $48, and I did pay up for these in the boutique section at Goodwill. They were $15, so my total profit is $33. I'd heard that men's Madewell denim does very well, and since these were new with tag, I thought I would definitely give it a shot, and they flipped in under a week. So, very satisfied with that one as well. The next item to sell was a Zara Camel double-breasted teddy coat size large. It sold for $48, and that was a flip sale. So after Poshmark's fees, I received $36.68. I paid $10 for this on a half-off day at the Salvation Army thrift store, so my total profit was $26.68. This one definitely did sit around for a while. I think just because it's Zara and it's super saturated, even though it is a really nice coat. But I think there were others that were selling for cheaper, so it just took a while for mine to sell. But I'm glad that it finally did. And the last day that we're talking about is Saturday the 18th, today. So I had one Poshmark sale that actually just happened as I was filming this video, and one Mercari sale. So the Poshmark sale was a Takova's slim straight jean in medium blue, size 34 by 32, and it sold for $40. After Poshmark's fees, I received $32, and I paid about $8 for these jeans at Goodwill, so my total profit was $24. When I tell you that this brand is a bolo, because I have, admittedly, my field research is I've bought the jeans twice, but both times in under a day, in under 6 hours. This pair I literally just listed earlier this night, and it already sold. If you see Takova's jeans, pick them up. Definitely worth it. The next item to sell was on Mercari, and it was a great sale. It was a Lafayette 148 career evening cotton blend tweed-like cream skirt suit set size 4. It sold for $113. So after Mercari's fees and the cost to ship the item, since I do offer free shipping on Mercari as well, I receive about $87.92, and I actually got this suit set for a really great deal at $5 because it was half off at the Salvation Army thrift store. So my total profit was $82.92. I had initially bought this thinking I might send it into the RealReal, but seeing how some other things that I've sent them by this label don't really get priced high at all, I figured I'd go ahead and give it a shot, especially since I saw on a couple of other channels that some people were actually doing fairly well with it. I've definitely had that listed for a while, but it eventually sold, and for a really great price. So I think I'll probably pass on like single items or like shirts or things like that when it comes to Lafayette 148. But when it comes to suit sets or outerwear, or maybe like linen or nice items, I will definitely consider them. Probably still check comps. But this one, very satisfied with the sale. So now we're going to talk about our summaries for the week. Now, on Mercari and Depop, I did have a single sale on each of them. I don't know why that's a recurring trend with me. I either don't sell anything on Mercari or Depop, or I just sell one item. But since I only sold one item on each of them, I'm not going to include them in my breakdown here, just in my total summary. So starting with Poshmark, my revenue for the week was $627. And after Poshmark's fees, I receive about $493. So my total cost of goods on the items that I sold there were $118. So my total profit on Poshmark was $375. Not as high from the previous week, but considering that I've been very sick this week and I haven't had a lot of time or energy really to list, it's also been very busy at work. I'm very satisfied with this. On eBay, I had 2 sales and the total revenue for eBay was $60. If eBay were to take about 20% for my sales, then I would be left with $48. The cost of goods sold for my eBay items was $10, so my total profit was $38. So, taking into account my Mercari sales and my Depop sale as well, my grand total, my revenue for all 4 platforms is $820. After the cost to ship some of the items and also the fees from the miscellaneous platforms, I receive about $640.76. The cost of goods sold for all items that were sold this week was about $136, so my total profit this week is $504.76. I'm glad to be above that $500 mark. It's not as high as it has been in the past, but I'm happy to, at the very least, still crank out $500 for the week. Now, I'd love to hear how your week went. Did you have any great sales? I'd love to hear about your best sale down below. Or did you like any of the items that I sold this week? Any brands that you didn't know about previously that you learned about? For instance, Takeovas. Make sure you pick up that brand whenever you see it. As always, I thank you so much for watching my video and taking time out of your day. Please make sure to like, comment, share this video with anyone that you think may be interested in reselling content, and make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification. That way you're notified every time I upload a video every week. I really appreciate it. I hope you have an incredible sales week, and I'll see you in the next one. So, this week I did something a bit out of character for myself, because I usually, of course, only use my Posh credit to buy cheaper things, or maybe if I want like a nice t-shirt or something. I don't usually use a lot of it up. I mostly just transfer it to my account, right? But this time, I actually did splurge on something that I've actually wanted for well over a decade now. So if you recall earlier, I was talking about H&M has collaborations with designers and special collections. Well, in the year 2012, that was pretty much what initiated it when they had their first collection with a famous French designer named Margiela. Margiela is one of my absolute favorite designers. Something that I've always coveted from the collection that they did in 2012 was this jacket that looks like it's made entirely out of belts. And look what I have here. It's absolutely incredible. I love this jacket, but this is really hard to get your hands on just because, of course, this collection was from 2012 and this is a very highly coveted item. If you try to search for it on Google, you can probably find them for about $1,200 to $2,000, but I actually got this one for a much better price, and it's in fantastic condition, and it is my size, and I'm gonna keep it for the rest of my life. My arm is tired from how heavy this jacket is, but it is absolutely incredible. Some of the items that are part of H&M collaborations are worth a lot of money, for instance this item, but some of them not so much. So just make sure that you always do your research. That's the end of my show and tell. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.